I'm here at the Connect America Summit in Panama City with John Davies, who is Vice President, World Ahead Program for Intel. John, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thanks, Max. I'm really glad to be here.
It's very nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
I'd like to start off by asking you about your presence here and why you think the Connect America Summit is important.
Well, we go to a number of, and I personally go to a number of the ITU events on connection because it's critical for reaching the third billion, the fourth billion. You need to be connected. And the ITU events tend to bring together regulators, governments, industry, NGOs, and the leaders of those areas. And so it brings together the right mix of people, but the senior decision-making people that have lots of resources that can make an impact and make a difference.
Tell us a little bit about the programs you've got going on in this region.
Well, in Latin America, it's a very young population. So education has been one of our lead programs, areas where the teachers get trained, the teachers have laptops, there becomes electronic content. But Latin America actually has been one of the leaders for countries where the children get laptops in school and take them home. Countries like Argentina, where there's millions of the kids' laptops, Venezuela, here in Panama, several other countries have done that, and Latin America is actually one of the leaders there. So that's an area where we have magnificent programs.
And in terms of broadband, what's your involvement there?
Yeah, broadband, different areas of connectivity, very country. It's a big land mass, so you have the cities that are well connected, you have enormous rural areas that are far less connected, and if you're trying to do programs with citizens or small businesses or education or healthcare, that difference is challenging. You also have the demographics where there's people that can afford broadband and people that can't afford broadband. And in Latin America, maybe if you look at $30 in US a month for broadband, you'll find maybe 20, 30, 40% of the people can afford that. But we'd like to see them all connected. It's the same with computers. So how do you get lower cost computers? How do you get pay-as-you-go broadband, prepaid broadband? The thing that brought the prepaid cell phone miracle, so that so many people don't have phones, and get that exciting content in Spanish and Portuguese so people can get educated. They can see their math and science, they can run their businesses on computers because more of them have access.
And what are the particular challenges of the Americas region?
Well, just the different demographics really are part of this, the affordability, and working to try and implement programs. One of the key programs right now is prepaid broadband, and it's done magnificent for cell phones. It's where in 6 years the world has gone from 2 billion cell phones to 6 billion cell phone owners, so nearly everyone has one. That hasn't been true of PCs and broadband. There's 2 billion owners. How do you reach the third billion, the fourth billion? And we have to work with governments, telecoms, the regulators, ITU, other people in the industry to put programs together to reach them. And so we talk to the telecoms. Are you willing to do prepaid broadband with this lower cost PC? Do a marketing campaign with us and other industry people to reach these areas. Now there's many countries in Latin America. They're all different. They have different demographics, different telecoms, and trying to organize that and get people working together where everyone can benefit, particularly the customers, but the industry as well, and meet some of the government goals. And that organization takes real work. Countries are different, and you have to do a different recipe for each country.
And what are you hoping to get from your attendance at the summit?
Well, at the summit, we want to meet more people. The regulators are here. These are the people that work with the telecoms are here. And so it gives us the ability to talk about the prepaid broadband, to try and bring more people here. Also with the regulators, for the countries that have this, they own the universal access funds. And many years ago, this was put in place for hardwired phones in the rural. Well, the cell phones solve that, and there's a lot more phones. So those universal access funds and those 3G and 4G license fees tend to be a growing and accumulation amount of money. How do you spend those on connecting broadband in the rural? How do you spend them on equipping the schools, giving everyone not universal access by a voice phone anymore, but universal access by broadband and universal access by every classroom or every child having a PC? And it's that kind of programs that are critical, but the people at this summit are in the right place to make those decisions and make that difference.
And is Intel optimistic for the future of connectivity in the region?
Intel is absolutely optimistic because the cables are there, the wireless technology has done a beautiful job with cell phones, and it's starting to do a beautiful job with data. It's easier to connect, 3G, 4G spectrum's available. Just coming down from the airport in Panama, I noticed every one of the 4 major telecoms billboards 4G with each of their names. And so that means the wireless technology is coming here, and that makes it so much easier. And so we have to speed up our programs, make them consistent with that wireless, make sure it's affordable, and give people that great, exciting content they want that's going to change their lives, change their education, help them run their businesses, help them reach their friends and family. So we're optimistic, very optimistic. The technology is in the right place, but there's work to be done, lots of work to be done, and lots of cooperation to be done.
John Davies, thank you very much for being with us today.
Great, thank you so much, Max.
Cheers.